The Coin Lady channel is pleased to have you back. Listen up, folks, John Dean did leave a comment on this XRP wins post, and she's revealing the terrifying CBDC Sandbank and Man-Fried connection. Whitney Webb was the subject of this interview. That's terrifying. This is where she says it, and John Dean did mention it as well. We are living in the corruption era. How is it that the most notorious fraudster since Bernie Madoff, the inventor of an offshore exchange, is able to gain entry to the Federal Reserve banking system after visiting a small bank in rural America? However, Caitlin Long, a Wyoming-based American businesswoman and founder who established Custodia Bank with a 100% reserve policy to safeguard depositors' wealth, was denied a master account. Yeah, it's hard to make sense of it. FTX did put $11.5 million into Farmington State Bank's parent business, even though the bank only had one location and 3 employees. There was a net worth of $5.7 million for the bank. This means that SBS's investment was twice as large as the bank's net worth. Elizabeth Warren, on the other hand, is incessantly discussing the possibility of cryptocurrency laundering. It was revealed at the SPF trial that he had given the government $10 million. According to the evidence, he became this way in order to gain access to regulators. What on earth is going on? SPF met with Gary Gensler twice, the CFTC, the U.S. Treasury, and had the opportunity to testify before Congress, receiving plaudits from Maxine Waters and others. Elizabeth Warren should be discussing this, but she isn't. I will include a link to this in the description once again. Looking forward to watching it. Thank you, John Dean, for bringing up the point that we are living in a different period. The BRICS countries are already cognizant of this, and Whitney Webb is always an excellent source of knowledge. And they're beginning to create their own financial system, sort of rejecting the old one. You know, this is only getting easier all the time thanks to blockchain technology. However, this will be documented as the corruption error. We are currently in what is thought to be the 4th turning, and I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the history of turning events. I recommend looking it up on Google or any other site, and watching some films that explain how cycles occur around every 80 years or so, if you're not familiar with the term. In any case, I'm not surprised by this, considering the corruption era. At the APEC summit, Brad Garland revealed some intriguing information about the impending collapse of the banking system and the wrath of Khan, while also noting that the liquidity center did not materialize. Consequently, we concentrated our efforts on other areas. This quote from Brad Garland House makes it very apparent that the liquidity hub is no longer being offered in the original context of all the things they've worked on. It would appear that the liquidity hub at Ripple has been abandoned, presumably in favor of other ideas for allocating the cash. Naturally, Ripple is still doing well. This is likely attributable, in part, to the fact that they anticipated that many financial institutions would choose stable coins. Perhaps we should abandon the liquidity center and instead concentrate on creating a reliable coin for Ripple. Thus, it is their current focus, and it will be launched later this year. By the way, I wanted to share an intriguing insight with you all today, and it comes from the wrath of Khan. With that out of the way, let's talk about David Schwartz's Pinnacle Summit slides. His morning keynote used the title of the blog presentation and the slides to present the information. Therefore, the ecosystem, as pointed out by David Schwartz, is here represented by security, compliance, custody, and wallets. Games, analytics, infrastructure, the metaverse, and marketplaces are some of the other subcategories. Dex will be our WA and loan officer. The fundamental ledger, interoperability, and education of a plethora of other organizations, such as Ripple X Solar Flare, Corium, etc. Next, the payments made using stable coins, such as those from Nevada 2, Bitstamp, Ripple, and Stably. You guys have no idea how rapidly this enormous ecosystem is expanding. Here we also have up-to-date numbers pertaining to financial markets and assets on chain, with a stablecoin market cap of $160 billion. It is projected to reach $2.8 trillion by 2028. The current emphasis on stablecoins by Ripple is likely due to the fact that they represent a crucial entrance point for DeFi. The majority of institutional investors, 97%, think that digital assets would be drastically changed by tokenization. With a market worth of $1.5 billion in tokenized assets, according to AB and White Melon study, that is currently being held by the U.S. Treasury. By 2030, experts predict that tokenized assets will reach $16 trillion. There are a lot of intriguing numbers here, and the blockchain that institutions recommend most for defining physical assets is tokenization of real-world assets is a big deal, you know. Here, he makes a few points. Plus, the blockchain infrastructure will be of an institutional standard for all of that. I'll just quickly go over the highlights, but I'll include a link in the description so you can watch it live on the XRPL mainnet. You can observe the XRP ledger's rapid development, automated market makers, decentralized identities, lending protocols, aggregated liquidity, the super decentralized exchange, and improved capital efficiency and usability. Additionally, there are EVM side chains and Oracle's multipurpose tokens. So, Ripple is currently focusing on improving liquidity pools, order books, AMM, which was updated earlier this year, and the lending protocol. That was a point in our favor. Regarding interoperability, XRPL is well positioned to become the blockchain ecosystem's trade hub. According to David Schwartz, the XRP ledger will incorporate tokenized financial assets, crypto-native tokens, stable coins, digital currencies, and other real-world assets. In addition, this XRPL Apex presentation is taking place in Amsterdam at the very moment. More and more work is going into the XRP ledger, which is great news since, as you might expect, more and more people will start using cryptocurrencies as a result. More crucially, though, the expansion of XRP's potential applications will lead to higher demand for the coin. Everything you've just read is a component of the plan. As you may have seen, it has been trickling in slowly. Plus, the volume isn't high enough to justify raising the price at the moment. There will be a total of 16 trillion tokenized assets in circulation by the year 2030, according to predictions. But listen, folks, if we can get everyone on the same page and see a lot of consolidation taking place, for instance, some businesses may be developing XRPL solutions, while others may be using theories and virtual machines, then things will become interesting. Because of this, interoperability is essential among various networks. Therefore, the XRPL must be prepared to participate in such action. Once again, the Wrath of Kahneman has brought us good news in the form of the most recent developments from the APEC meeting. Also, I wanted to bring this up with Chadston Grabber. Ripple was the first company to work with MasterCard to provide biometric cards that could be used to buy and sell stable coins and CBDCs anywhere over the world. And that's not all, folks. Ripple also has all these other affiliates. The Ripple network includes MasterCard and Visa, which I may have mentioned in an earlier video. As stated in a presentation given a few months back, the growth of the digital dollar relies heavily on domestic CBDCs learning by doing. Thus, they are considering biometric credit cards offered by MasterCard in order to fully capitalize on this. According to this document, RippleNet will be providing that kind of global technology. Additionally, here is a screenshot from a report. Ripple, the first group of partners, will comprise CBDC pilots and stablecoin issuance from the US, Australia, Brazil, Hong Kong, and England. Furthermore, the imminent release of the Ripple stablecoin, RLUSD, will also revolutionize the industry. I greatly appreciate Chadston Grabber for sharing that. Listen up, folks, Ripple isn't the only one saying this. This is something that other experts in the field are also stating. From Mr. TradFi, we now have crypto assets interacting. There are a lot of upcoming stable coins, the most notable of which are Ripple and LUSD. Together with Zodiac, BlackRock is joining the space standard custody. PayPal and Ripple affiliates, respectively. The video ends there. Support my channel with a like and a subscription. Muchas gracias, depart.